Hello everybody, and welcome to the highly requested mains video. Now, the events I do are basically, if I had the choice, I would do all events except for fewest moves, 3x3 with feet, and the blind events. So, let's get started. So the first main I'm going to go over is Pyraminx, and I use a Moyu Pyraminx. I am not very good at Pyraminx, but this is a pretty good one, and it's definitely good enough for me. What I use for Scube is the Moyu Scube. I haven't changed the springs or anything, but it also works really well. It's the best Scube on the market, definitely. What I use for Megaminx, this is actually currently the only Megaminx I have. It's a QJ Megaminx. I'm not sure which version, but I am getting soon. I'm getting a Diane and the new YJ Yoo-Hoo Megaminx. So my main soon will probably be one of those two. Next is Square One, and I just use a regular Kelvin Square One. It's good enough for me, and I'm honestly I barely count as being passable at Square One. I can basically solve it, and I don't know anyone that can solve it that is slower than I am. Next is Clock, and I use the Baitai clock. It's basically the only clock that I could find, and it works well enough. It's just the pins sometimes sometimes the pins don't work, and then you have to turn it until you hear the click, and then you have to push them down. That's the only problem with that clock. Next is 3x3 one-handed, and for that I use a YJ Guanlong. That extra 1 millimeter smaller is enough for me, and it works pretty well, and I'm okay at one-handed. I'm probably going to be getting something better soon, like a mini Oolong or a mini Weilong, or like the Maru CX3S or something like that. Now on to my favorite events, the 2 through 7. Starting with 2x2, I use a WIT 2 version 1, but I am getting a Diane soon, and that will probably be my main. This works well. It can corner cut 45. It's pretty fast. I'm not a huge fan of the scratchy feel, and the inner layer comes out of alignment relatively often, which is kind of annoying. Now on to 3x3, which is currently tied for my favorite event. I use a Moyu Oolong version 2 with my special sticker shades on it, and it works really well. I just have it a little bit tight right now. I need to loosen it. Like I said, 3x3 is tied for my favorite event, and that's what I use. For 4x4, I use a regular sized Moyu Aosu. This works really well. Even though 4x4 isn't my favorite event, it works awesome, and I'm okay at 4x4. I should be better at it for how good I am at 3x3, but I'm not. Next, for 5x5, which is also tied for my favorite event, I use a Shengqiao 5x5 unmodded, and this is my only main with white plastic, because that was what was in stock from where I got this from. So, Shengqiao 5x5 unmodded, just broken in, and it works well, especially for the speed that I'm going at. Next is 6x6, which is actually probably my least favorite event that I can do. I use a Shengqiao 6x6 unmodded, and I really am not a fan of 6x6 right now, because this just pops way too much for me to do 6x6. I am going to get an Aoshi eventually, but I have a ton of other stuff that I prioritize before getting an Aoshi. And finally, my last event is 7x7, and I have the regular sized Sheng Xiao, but I should get a mini, but these were cheaper when I got this, and this is just really big. And 7x7 is interesting, but I'm not very good at it. On a good day, I am sub 9 minutes on 7x7. So that's all of my mains. It's Moyu Pure Minx, Moyu Scube, QJ Mega Minx, Baitai Clock, YJ Guanlong for one-handed, Calvin Square 1, Wit 2 version 1, Moyu Aolong version 2, Moyu Aosu, unmodded Sheng Xiao 5x5, unmodded Sheng Xiao 6x6, unmodded big Sheng Xiao 7x7. So thanks for watching.